Great. So as I said, welcome to our October HSA meeting. For those of you who haven't joined one of our meetings before, the objectives of the Home and School Association are to support our teachers, foster fun, and help build community at Science Leadership Academy Middle School. So why don't we get started first with the board members who are here introducing themselves, and then we'll go around and have everyone on the call introduce themselves as well. And for both board members and folks on the call, your name, the grade of the students whose lives you are involved in, and what neighborhood you're in. So why don't we get started with Sean, the first board member.
Hi, everybody. I'm the 7th grade rep. It's my 2nd year on the HSA board. We live in South Philly. My son is Henry. He is a 7th grade Phoenix. And yeah, it's our 3rd year at SLAMS.
Great, thank you. Katie?
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie, and I am the treasurer of the HSA. This is my 1st year, and I have a 7th grader named Elsa, and she is a Zephyr. And I also live in South Philly.
And Amy.
Yeah, I was just looking for a room in my house where Taylor Swift wasn't playing, so apologies for the delay. I'm Amy Dean. I am the secretary this year, and I also live in South Philly, and I have a 6th grader in the Voyagers named Ren.
Awesome, thank you. I think that covers all of the board members that we have joining us tonight. And then I'm just going to go and call out folks by name that I see on the list. Jeffrey.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey. My son's JJ. He's a 5th grader. And I'm interested in helping out with board stuff, or with stuff. I emailed you, Andrew. So
Great.
let me know.
Yeah, definitely. And what neighborhood are you in?
In West Philly.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yep.
Jenny.
Hi, everyone. I'm also in West Philadelphia, and I have a son named Joseph, who's in 6th grade and in the Voyager.
Great. Thank you. Welcome. Jess.
Hey, I'm Jess. I'm in West Philly, and I have a daughter in 8th grade. Thank you.
Megan.
I have a daughter in 5th grade. Izzy is a Pathfinder, and we live in South Kensington.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. Melanie.
Hi, I'm Melanie Silverstein. I have a 5th grader, Lincoln, and a 6th grader, Harper.
Great. Welcome. Welcome back, I should say. Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I live in Cobbs Creek, and I have a 5th grader, Bellamy, in Voyager.
Awesome. Thanks, Morgan. Great to see you here. And Tara. Right. Are you able to, if you can unmute Tara, feel free to share your info, and we can get you in. We can get you in later if needed. Great. So we do have the swag sale. We extended it 1 week. Great swag items available: hoodies, t-shirts, long pants, shorts, all sorts of stuff. So check it out. It's in the advisory memo. If you don't, or if you aren't able to catch the QR code now. Great swag stuff, and a nice little bit of a fundraiser as well for the Home and School Association. We also, if you haven't heard, have the dance coming up in just a few weeks. It'll be on Friday, November 7th from 5:30 to 7 in the school gym. We purchased tickets before November 2nd. They're $12 a student, $15 after that. There is no day of registration on Friday, so make sure you register by Thursday. Your ticket includes 2 pieces of pizza, a snack, a treat, and a drink. which is great. Welcome, welcome, Audrey. We're just talking about the dance that is coming up, and we are certainly looking for volunteers to come help. There's a link in the advisory memo and also here, and we'll also be doing a parent meetup at Two Locals Brewing Company for those of you who are not permitted by your students to appear at the dance and volunteer, or if you want to volunteer helping to set up or help clean up, that would be great, and we can welcome you in between at Two Locals Brewery, just around the corner. That's always been a fun thing we've been doing since last year at the dances. And just one reminder: register and pay for those tickets before Sunday the 2nd and get your discounted price of $12. Photo Day is coming in January this year. There's just kind of too much going on in November and October, and too many incomplete weeks to get photo days scheduled with our really wonderful photographer. And those photos are available for purchase, but also go into the yearbook. So expect more details about when we will be doing Photo Day in January. Always happy to have you help us reach our fundraising goals. This is also where you can send money for the dance as well, to Venmo or Cash App. But also remember, there is the registration form that you must complete for the dance, and that is in the advisory. Every year we have people who Venmo us money but haven't completed the registration form. We have to chase them down. It makes it much easier if you complete the registration form. So remember, it's more than just the Venmo. And lastly, we need your help. And thank you, Jeffrey, who sent out the email to me, and we'll definitely be getting back to you. On that dance registration form, you can register to help decorate or chaperone. For Photo Day, we always need some help herding cats or middle schoolers. Pretzel days on Wednesdays from 3 to 3:45. Always welcome help. And when we do our teacher appreciation luncheons, always happy to have help for that. So email me and the president account, and we will definitely get back to you about opportunities or ideas that you might have about how you might be able to help. And at this point, it is my pleasure to turn things over to Mr. Boyer, who is the climate manager at SLAMS. Feel free to drop questions. He's going to give a presentation, but feel free to drop questions in the chat. Use the raise hand function. There are no silly questions, but we do ask that you not ask any personal questions, right? The privacy of our students is important. The kids that we care for is important to all of us. So if you're having a climate-related issue that relates to your kid or other kids in particular at the school, you certainly feel free to reach out to Mr. Boyer. He'll be talking about some of the resources to have if you have specific concerns about your child or another child. But this isn't really the place to go into personal issues. It's not the right forum for that. We did have Audrey join us while the presentation was going, so I just wanted to create an opportunity for her to introduce herself. We were introducing ourselves, our name, our kids' grades, and what neighborhood we live in.
Hi, everyone. I'm Audrey Berlando. I am in the Graduate Hospital neighborhood, and I have Leela Berlando, who is in the 6th grade at SLAMS, and I have a 4th grader who may be coming to SLAMS next year for 5th grade.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you all.
And one last chance for Tara, if she's.
Oh, hi. Hi. Sorry, driving. I have a 5th grader, Vivian, and I'm in the Port Richmond, Fishtown area.
Awesome. Welcome. All right, Mr. Boyer, the floor is yours, and you should be able to take over the screen too.
Okay. I should be able to share screen, right?
Yeah, you should be able to. Let me know if you
Let me see.
have any problems.
Okay, I'm trying to see what I gotta click to share screen.
Should be at the bottom, the
Meeting tools.
no, the square right next to the faces or the camera, the little
Okay,
square with the
I got it. Share
arrow.
screen. Got it. Um, let's do a slideshow. Oh, start a slideshow. Let's go back. All right, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
First off, I do want to introduce myself to people that might not know me. My name is Mr. Boyer. I am the climate manager / administrator for SLAMS. This is my 7th year at SLAMS. Since I have came to SLAMS, I have came with a mission. I have 3 expectations of every student, and that's respect yourself, respect others, respect SLAMS as a place of learning. I think those 3 expectations kind of covers a lot, but within just 3 things. My goal every year is to shoot for what you see on the screen is, can our school be so welcoming and so inviting and so comfortable that every person who walks through our doors believes that they are about to have an amazing experience. The reason I do that and I shoot forward to that is I want every kid to feel welcome. I want even the parents. I want the students know that this is a place where they can feel safe, secure, and it's a place of learning. And everyone is accepted. I'm a firm believer that every student has a voice, and that they can express their voice, but in an appropriate manner. So I'm gonna just move on. If you have questions, I will try to monitor the chat as well and answer them as we go. I always like to start off with a quote of the day with our students. So today's quote is, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is a progress, and working together is a success. And that's to me, that's with not just the staff and not just with the students, but it's also with the parents, because I'm a firm believer that it takes a village to raise a kid. And while your child is in my care from 7:45 to 3:20, I want to make sure that they're receiving the best education that they can receive, make sure that they're safe, secure, and feel welcome. So with my responsibility with creating a positive school culture for schools, I'm a firm believer that when students are not happy and proud, they are not being provided that experience they need. Creating a school where students experience teaching and learning in powerful ways is sophisticated work. To improve at sophisticated complex work requires a culture of public practice and analysis. Adults in school will only engage in public practice when the conditions are right. Leaders set these conditions. In ripper schools, accountability is key. Leaders cannot lead what they are not willing to learn. The reason why I state that is because me and Mr. Boyle are the leaders of the school. We do the hiring for the staff. We're the ones that accept the students that come into school, And we have to be open to not just our ways of how things could go, but open it to our students as well as our staff, and just making sure that they feel as welcomed as well. And creating this positive culture for our school at SLAMS is something that we strive for every day. So what is school culture? I'm not going to touch on everyone because I don't want to read every slide, but I'll read one of them. School culture can be defined as the guiding beliefs and values evident in the way a school operates. It's just basically, as always, with our standards and expectations that we have for every student, we try to always meet our students. I ask that every teacher meet their students at the door. Don't be just standing in the classroom and waiting for the students to come in. When you greet them at the door, you're able to see if this student is just had a bad day, or you're able to intervene quicker. And when a student feels as though they can build that type of relationship with you, and that you show that you care about them, to me, that they'll be more equipped to communicate with you and build that relationship. Next slide. Ways that SLAMS builds a positive school culture. Create meaningful parent involvement. Our Home and School Association is awesome. They do a lot for our school. And we also, we welcome, SLAMS welcomes parent involvement. I'm a firm believer that the parent, education starts at home. So I think when a parent is involved in in their child's education, it plays a major part in their child's education.
My turn? Oh, I think you're allowed to look at yours, so you can decide. Oh, what you want, but hold on.
I'm putting them
No,
on.
we're not supposed to see them. You can. Oh. Okay. So now Harper decides which one of hers she wants to flip over.
Ms. Silverstein, if you could mute yourself, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. We celebrate personal achievements and good behavior, and that's and the ways that we do that with our students is we have parties for the students. We do like positive progress notes where we praise the students throughout the day, and every kid wants a good progress note sent home. So they'll be like, sometimes they'll come to me, hey, Mr. Boy, I've been doing so good, and I ain't getting no progress note yet. A good positive progress note. So it's kind of like I put it on the teacher's radar, like, listen, so-and-so came to me and they've been letting me know, and I've been witnessing their behavior inside of the school and how they're getting their work done. Like, don't show some appreciation in regards to the students, because they look forward to that. Our school norms builds value. We set consistent discipline. I'm a firm believer that the behaviors that we want our students to display should be modeled amongst all of my staff at SLAMS. For our teachers and our staff, we provide PDs for them so that they can be up to date on different ways in how they can promote a positive school culture as well. The one thing that I'm big on is not judging. Keep your biases to yourself. Because once a student feels as though you're going to judge them in front of a classroom, to me, that's something that you have a conversation with a student on the side, like after class or before class, something of that sort, where you show that you're concerned about the student and how can y'all work together to get as well with including the parent. How can we get our child to do better in a subject or in regards to behavior or anything of that sort? As I stated, students have a voice. I'm a firm believer that long as they speak in a positive way, in a positive manner, that and if they have something positive that can help improve the school, I feel as though I'm gonna be open to hear it. Students come to my office all the time. I have like a drop box sometimes that they can just drop stuff in my box, and then I'll go through it on a weekly basis. Creating an environment where we all follow our school norms, as we stated, respect yourself, respect others, and respect SLAMS as a place of learning. What is a supportive environment? A supportive environment is something that the school district focused on this school year. Things change every year, as we know with the school district, but something that they're wanting to see across the board is when they come to the school, how is the climate manager, how are the administrators and the teachers providing a supportive environment? So a supportive environment that I came up with is one where all community members can feel safe, valued, and empowered to learn and grow. This is possible when schools prioritize positive relationships, emotional well-being, and the conditions for academic development. Now, why? Why should the school district wants us to have a supportive environment? Why? Just to state, it's a positive impact on the climate and culture. It prevents and addresses students' absentees, increases students' achievement, addresses social, emotional, and behavior well-being, and establish capacity for an effective MTSS. And as you can see under each one, it states how it impacts it. Now, this is something every year changes as well with bullying. This definition of bullying is, I was told that this definition of bullying might be being changed before the end of this school year because they're in the process of reframing what bullying is. But as of right now, any bullying reports gets reported to Hipster. It's a site on the school district website. And bullying and harassment, any form of harassment or bullying is reported to Hipster. You just type in Hipster on the school district website, you'll fill out a report. It's going to come to me or Mr. Boyle. We have to then do an investigation. Once we do an investigation, in regards to the situation, you would then be the person that filled it out or the parent that filled it out would then be emailed a copy of the results of what was founded, if it was founded or unfounded. The parent has a right to appeal what was founded or unfounded, but you're also provided a safety plan in regards to how moving forward, whatever issue, whatever bullying or harassment took place, how it will be addressed. Bullying is characterized by the three following criteria. It's an aggressive behavior or intentional harm doing. It is carried out repeatedly over time. It occurs with an interpersonal relationship where there is an imbalance of power. Example that they provided is one person is physically larger, stronger, mentally quicker, or socially more powerful. When it comes to bullying, it has to meet all three criteria. It can't meet one and not meet. If it only meets one, I can't characterize it as bullying. Me or Mr. Boyle cannot characterize it as bullying. It has to show all three. But as I stated, bullying is being revamped, but as of right now, this is the definition. I do have some information on what the new bullying will look like. So I will provide that with an update via the advisory memo that goes out. You'll see when the new update of bullying comes out, I will make every parent as well as the home and school aware of the new definition of bullying that the school district is going to adapt. This is any harassment. I just want to state that I have to go through a process of that. I have to email. It's not me making the decision. I have to email anti-harassment@philasd.org, and then they get back to me and they tell me how to go about. I just provide them the history of what the harassment was, and then they advise me of how to go about handling the situation, what's the appropriate consequences to be given out. Now, what everyone wants to know, the code of conduct in regards of the school district. This comes out in the advisory memo. If it's something on the advisory memo that's under Mr. Boyer's corner that you cannot have access, being as though I'm the creator and owner of this documentation, all you have to do is just send me an email and it'll let me know so-and-so needs access to review something. Once you send me the email, I give you access to review. But in regards of the code of conduct, I'm a firm believer that every day each student is given a fresh start as an educator. We can't hold grudges or be biased to certain situations we encounter with our students. A great quote that addresses this: yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. And that's by Roosevelt. So we're going to click on the code of conduct. Why is it not letting me? Give me 1 second. It's making me write on it. I'm going to try to click on the link for my code of conduct. Let's see. Here we go.
And then, Mr. Boyer, maybe
yes,
a little sign that says like, switch to this tab.
Yeah. So do we see as of right now? Oh, hold on. Let me switch my screen to another tab. Stop sharing. Present something else. There we go. So the code of conduct also, do we see the code of conduct up on the screen now? I just want to make sure everybody sees it. All right. So the code of conduct also changes every school year. And this school year, they're trying to hold teachers more accountable for things that should be handled inside of a classroom instead of Mr. Boyer coming to the rescue or Mr. Boyle addressing the issue if I'm not able to. So I just wanted to go over what those things are, and it lists, as you can see on the code of conduct, the consequences that can be given, and this should be given strictly by the teacher, not from me. It's considered a minor form. Every parent should have access to see if their child has a minor form. All you have to do is student can log in, or you can log in, look under the child's behavior, and if they have a report from me, you'll see it, as well as if they have a minor report. But what's supposed to be addressed in the classroom? I want us to be able. The first thing is profanity language / gestures. And it lists what the consequences can be: a restorative conversation, a parent contact, a reflection or apology, a loss of privilege, seat change, detention. But this has to be given by the teacher. It's not given by me. Let's see. Do y'all still see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next thing is you got taunting / name calling. This is all handled in the classroom now. Disruptive behaviors. If a kid leaves, let me scroll up so we can see. Disruptive behaviors can include like a child leaving their seat without permission, speaking when voice level should be at 0, failing to adhere to the post's classroom expectation. As you can see, the same consequences apply, but it has to be done by the teacher. A teacher shouldn't be calling me or Mr. Boyle, oh, this kid won't sit down, or this kid got out of their seat. We want to hold our teachers to more. To me, this helps with classroom management, as with our teachers, and we want to hold them to that, because that also helps build relationships with the students. Minor physical aggression can include play fighting, horse playing, pushing, shoving, bumping, tripping, or blocking another student's path, throwing objects at another student in a non-harmful manner, or grabbing or pulling another student's belongings without their permission. I will say all these minors that I'm going through, that I'm informing y'all about, if a kid does 2 minors, after a kid does 2 minors and receives 2 minor reports, the next time a kid receives a minor report, it's being sent to me. Because I'm giving the teacher the opportunity to address it the 2 times. If it's a 3rd time, now it's going to be addressed by me. And we're going to do something different, other than maybe I'm going to call the parent in for a parent conference, and we'll discuss how we can help Jimmy or Johnny or Elsa or anyone else, of how we could improve their behavior in regards to something of this magnitude, that it doesn't happen again. So again, you will only hear from me if your child received a minor on a 3rd time, not the first 2. Cheating, class cutting. I know it says class cutting here, but a teacher has to inform me if a student is not inside of their classroom. Because then I need to see if this kid is trying to hide in the bathroom or trying to be in someone else's classroom, if we have a sub or something of that sort. I always want to know. I would hate to say you came up to pick up your child and I don't know where your child is. That would never happen. But if a kid is not inside of a class, the teacher 9 times out of 10 sends me a message, oh, so-and-so is not in class yet. And then I'm on the hunt looking for them to see if they just in the bathroom, and then I'll notify the teacher, oh, so-and-so is on their way inside of the class, or this is where they was at. As well as elopement. If a kid just leaves outside of a classroom, 9 times out of 10, the teacher's going to message me. We use Google Chat where it comes straight to my phone. So if you ever come to the school and you see Mr. Boyer holding his phone in his hand, it's not, oh, Mr. Boyer's on his phone while he's at work. No, I'm using my phone device as my it lets me know everything that's going on in the school at the moment, or at the second, on every basis. That's how the teachers communicate with me. The last minor that we have is we have a no cell phone policy at SLAMS. I'm a firm believer, if your child goes to SLAMS, you have SLAMS number. If it's an emergency, all you have to do is just call the school. We know where our students is at. We'll relay any message. We'll let you speak to your child if we have to remove your child from the classroom. But if a student, a minor situation in regards with the student's cell phone is, this is, to me, is a minor. Like if the kid's phone like fell out of their pocket, you know what I mean? Knowing, we ask that the students keep their phones inside their book bags, not inside their pockets, because we shouldn't see them, due to the fact that our policy is clearly no cell phones. And I do want to make this, let every parent know, if your child's phone does get confiscated, the first time the kid receives a warning, second time you're going to receive a progress note. The third time, if your child's phone gets taken, I'm gonna call you and state that I need you to come receive the child's phone. I'm not giving it to the kid, due to the fact that your child, our policy is put in place for a reason. I'm a firm believer that kids focus more when their cell phones are not in a possession where they can cause a distraction inside of the classroom. Now, what is not a minor? We're just going to go through, and as you can see, it lists the consequences. It goes by grade, and as the students say, it's levels to everything. It lists what's a level 1, what's a level 2. As you can see, the first column is going to be a level 1, second column level 2, and so on. But just so that you could see what each one stands for, it states level 1, level 2, level 1, as you can see, is an in-school response only. Level 2, short-term suspension, that's a 1 to 3 day. Long-term, level 3, that's a 4 to 10 day. If it's a level 4, 9 times out of 10, we're going to do a disciplinary and hearing referral. If you get, and that's where we fill out paperwork, where you're given a hearing. Sometimes it's virtual, sometimes it's in person. We discuss your child's behavior and why we feel as though SLAMS might not be the school for them. You have a right to, we don't make the decision, the school district makes the decision in regards of a disciplinary and hearing referral. And then if it gets to a level 5 after 4, 9 times out of 10, you'll be expelled from SLAMS. It should never get past a level 2. And that's with any situation with any kid. But I want you to be able to see what the code of conduct, so that you are aware of it, and you can see what consequences can be given for each situation. So as you can see, academic dishonesty or forgery, a level 1 is what's inside that box. Parent conference, loss of consequences. Level 2 will be a short-term, as it stated, short-term suspension. Destruction of school property, less than 500. First offense, you can see what it's going to be. Second offense, our Chromebooks at SLAMS. I believe I seen Mr. Boyle on the line. I know one Chromebook costs $350. I don't know if that's still the price, but I believe that's still the price for one Chromebook. Now we provide the Chromebooks to the students. They be thinking that they're theirs, but the school pays for the Chromebooks. So it says destruction of school property. You damage a Chromebook the first time, you're going to get the first offense. If you damage another Chromebook, now it's more than $500. Because one Chromebook, again, is $350. So if you damage it, and we also have a policy on Chromebook use. What it's supposed to be used for, what it's not supposed to be used for. As you can see, then it says destruction of school property more than 500. That means if your kid damaged anything in the school, that's more than 500. First time it states what it is. If it's the second time, it lists the consequences.
Unfortunately, Mr. Boyer, I know all too well that the price of a Chromebook is $350.
There we go. So the price is still the same.
An exact quote.
Yes, the price is still the same. But guess what? As inflation is going up, I'm sure prices of Chromebooks are going to go up. Theft. That's theft in less than 500, and then there's consequences for theft in more than 500. Robbery, unauthorized entry into school property. If a kid is suspended, I do want to state this. If a kid is suspended and they come on school grounds, by law, they are trespassing. If they try to enter the school, that's 9 times out of 10. We can contact the school, the Philadelphia police, state that these kids is on, the child that's suspended is not supposed to be on grounds. They're here. Or if they try to enter the school, 9 times out of 10, it's up to the school. When the school police come and arrive, if the kids are still there, 9 times out of 10, I'm hoping and praying that they'll just leave. But that's not, they're not entitled to be on school grounds during that time. As we go through number 8, mutual fighting. That's when 2 students engage. It lists the consequences. Again, you have mutual group fighting, group assaults. As you can see, it states everything. I'm not going to read everything, but I want y'all to have access to it so you're able to see. Again, anytime your kid breaks the code of conduct, your kid will not come home and say, oh, mom or dad, I received a suspension or I received a consequence in regards of because I broke the code of conduct. You're going to receive a phone call from me. You're going to receive a phone call from Mr. Boyle, because I'm a firm believer you should be informed about anything that takes place with your kid. Due to the fact that I'm a parent myself, I would hate for my child to come home and tell me something happened in school and I didn't receive a phone call from the school to inform me something happened to my child. So you can always count on you're going to receive a phone call from me. Now, if you don't answer your phone, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna leave a message stating you can give me a call back. and I always leave my personal phone number as well as the work number where you can contact me. So I'll definitely reach back out to you. As we go through, I want you to read how the school district categorizes everything. One that I want to make perfectly clear is an assault. If your child hits another student or does anything of this categorized as assault, and the other kid doesn't do anything to that kid, your kid is going to be written up for an assault. Now, when two kids engage and start hitting each other, that's considered a mutual fight. But when one kid hits another kid, that's considered an assault, and the other kid doesn't do anything bad. And then you got assault, but that causes serious bodily injuries. That never took place. Instigating. This is something new. We have students that might try to instigate or just gossip and try to make two students fight. A student can be suspended for instigating a situation. So I like to make the parents aware that you might say, well, Mr. Boyer, my child wasn't fighting. But then your child says, well, yeah, I'm friends with so-and-so, with one of the people that were. And I was telling him or her, yeah, you should do this, you should do that. That's instigating. Reckless endangerment. It lists what it is. I'm a firm believer. Reckless endangerment can also be considered a kid cutting class. As you stated, if it reaches me on a third time, I'm addressing your child as being reckless. Due to the fact that if you're not in class, and that's where you're supposed to be coming to school to learn, and you're someplace else, and no one knows where you're at, and the teacher doesn't know where you're at, you're being reckless. And as you can see, it states inappropriate touching, but that's a form of harassment. So as I stated, anything that talks about harassment or sexual harassment, anything of that sort, I have to email anti-harassment at Phila SD, and they provide me how I go about addressing that situation. Again, biased behaviors. And I want y'all to know all this is accessible from the school district's website. But if you go through the advisory memo, you're going to need access to see it. So I would give you access, being as though I created it. But if you go to the school district website, you can just type in code of conduct, and it's probably going to list all different years of code of conduct. So you need to make sure you type in 25, 26 school districts code of conduct. Inappropriate use of an electronic device. As we stated, the Chromebooks is an instrument that we provide to students. If we catch a student using it inappropriately, as it stated, they can lose all privileges in regards to ever using a Chromebook. How will they learn? I will make it perfectly clear. The students will learn strictly by paper and pencil. I know today's technology, everything is technology. I know when I went to school, everything was paper and pencil. The students the teachers would then provide the students access with all the information that they need via paper and pencil. So if they lose that choice of using a Chromebook, your child will learn paper and pencil. Threats and intimidation, threatening mass violence, hazing. As you can see, everything is listed. I don't need to go through, but I just want to make everybody aware of all the code of conducts and what consequences can be given. As it states, 24, gang affiliation, possession or use of tobacco. And this includes vapes and all that. Students can be suspended if they get found with a vape on them or anything of that sort that deals with possession of tobacco, as well as drugs and alcohol. Students, as y'all know, students do go through a search in the morning, and that picks up all metal, any metal that they may have. So we're able to access that. If a student is in possession of tobacco, drugs, or alcohol, you will be notified because the student is going to be searched. And I like to make the parents aware that their child is going to be searched. 9 times out of 10, it's going to the school district safety officer is going to search, or if the police need to be contacted, if it involves drugs and alcohol, the police are going to give you a call as well. And they're going to tell you that they're about to search your child. And these are the final ones. We got possession of a weapon, and all this will be picked up via our security thing that the kids walk through. So a kid would never come in with any weapon or anything of that sort because the machine will go off. Yeah, and that's that. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to my slide. How are we on time?
We're getting pretty close to the
No problem.
end here at 8
I
o'clock.
want to touch. Okay. So I'm gonna, that was major in regards to the code of conduct. Again, this is in regards to our school-based emergency response procedures. This is what the school goes through, and it lists exactly what everybody's responsibility is if we have to evacuate the building, if we're in a lockdown procedure, as well as shelter in place. This is where all our information that is involved in a student. This is where I include the information. Some of our interventions that we are a relationship first. I love to state that we're big on building relationships with our students and families. That's just some of the interventions that we use in the school, as well as referrals, witness statements, and we'll end it with this. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I hope tonight that you were able to receive some information. I know I had to go through it quick, but all you have to do moving forward, if you have any issues or concerns, my contact information is right here, as well as my email. I also have a virtual office where you can set up appointments. If you want to schedule any appointment with me, all this you have access via the Google's advisory memo. So please reach out with any issues or concerns that you may have. I'm a firm believer if I don't know about it, I can't do nothing in regards of it. So if I know about something, I can guarantee you that you're going to be given, the issue will be solved and you will not have to worry about anything moving forward. I think I'm good to go.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much, Mr. Boyer. Does anybody have any questions?
I do want to apologize for being unmuted, probably yelling at my kids, playing games, but I listened to the whole presentation. I am trying to be a good parent for the climate of the slams.
No problem. No problem.
Sounded like constructive feedback to me. To
Right.
Okay. We'll take it. I got 4 of them here, so.
Any other questions in regards to what was presented tonight? And again, like I said, you can reach back out to me at any time. If it's via email, I have 48 hours to respond to your email. That's why if you contact me via phone, it's going to be like right away.
Do you talk?
I'm inside the school.
Do you talk to the students about Hibster? Do they know about that?
Yes. Every student, I go around every quarter. Well, in the beginning of the school year, I go to every class, and I let them. I let the students know about Hipster and everything of that sort. The way I get it out to the parents is via the advisory memo. So please make sure that your emails are up to date. If you change your emails, just let us know so that we can incorporate it and change it in the system so that you receive all of this information.
Gotcha.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I hope that was helpful for you. I know it's always great to hear from Mr. Boyer each year. And keep your eye out for our November meeting and information about that. Everybody have a great night.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Boyer. Have a good one,
Thanks so
everybody.
much. You too.
All right.